Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we are going to proceed with our video series on .NETMAUI. So as you can see, we have an app that you're able to create an employee. So you can add an employee, James Kimani Karanja. Then you put in the email address .com. Then you select the date of birth. Then you save. So once you save the data, you should be able to see the employee details. You can see here. So we have the countries. So we then countries a list. So you're able to add a new country, Kenya. So this is the code. Let's say DRC. Then if you just save it, then you can be able to see there is a countries list here. So we are using collection view. Then we have the constituencies, which we are tying the constituencies to our country. So you select the country name, then constituency. Then you save the constituency. Then you're able to see them here. The same we did for location. So if you're new to this channel, consider watching our previous videos. So location, you can choose the constituency. Then you tie it to our location. So you can see we have the list of locations. So we were to do the sublocations, which was pending, and the villages. So to begin with, we are going to do sublocations and villages. So come to our code. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and watching our previous series so that you can be able to catch up with where we are. So under sublocations, we are going to add a new page. So add new, then .NETMAUI, MAUI content page. So this will be add new sublocation page .XAML. So just copy that. So if we click that, so this is our page. So we can say add a new sublocation as our title. Then what we need to do with our page, you can stop our app. So we need to register it under MAUI program.cs. So here, so we can do that. Then we can also need to register it under app shell.xaml.cs. So we need to register the root here. So just do that, then register it. So after we have done that, so this is our page. So we need to create a view model for this page. So come to our view models, then add new class. So I'm using the same name as the page, then add view model. So if I just click that, so our view model will be created. So we'll do that. So you can create a constructor. So we'll say public, a constructor there. Then we do that. So you can have this as a partial. Then we can have this inheriting from local base view model. So you can actually check how we actually created this view model. We have it here. So I'll also need to register these under MAUI program.cs class. So I'm going to register our view model here. So I'll do that. Then as you can see on our app, we need to navigate now to our add new page under the sublocations list. So to navigate there, we need to add an item, toolbar item. So I'll just copy what we had done under countries. So just copy this, then under sublocations list, I'll add our toolbar item. So this is what we need to have. So I'll just zoom. So we'll say add a sublocation. So that is new sublocation. Then what I need to do, we need to bind our sublocations. I think we had done that. So we have binded it to our sublocations list view. So we need to add a button. When you click it, then you navigate to the add page. So to do that, we can borrow something from the constituencies list. So this is the button. So just come to sublocations list. Then we need to have the button here. So this will be add new sublocation. So then we need to have a constructor, the same. So do that. Then after that, we need to, so this should be that way. So you need to remove that. So this should be partial. Then we need to have this as a inherit from local base view model. So then we need to now navigate to our page, the add new sublocation page. So we'll just copy that and paste it here. Then because we need to import it, so we'll say employees app.views.sublocations. So you can see our app is now fine. So we'll copy this command, then come to our sublocations list, then we add this here, then we say command. So if we launch our app now, we should be able to navigate to the add new sublocation page. So let's just launch our app. So if you are new to this channel, guys, consider subscribing so that we reach more people and also get our online presence. So like our video to boost our traffic. So if you have any recommendation about what we can actually do, so comment down below and we'll be able to do it. So we have a series of 30 days .NETMAUI, and this is day 7. So if you want to watch some of our previous videos, consider watching some of the previous videos so that you can be able to catch up to where we are. So we'll be building a complete mobile app so that you're able to gather some of the things that you can do with .NETMAUI. So our app is launching. So let's see how it looks like. So if we come to sublocations, so this is the list. So you can see our new toolbar item. So if we click new sublocation, it will take us to the new sublocation page that we had just created. So we need to add the sections, that is the entries, to capture the. So I'll copy what we had done under the constituencies. So this is what we had done. So I'll copy this. So just copy it. Then come to our new sublocation. So I'll just copy this guy so that we proceed. So this, when we are adding our sublocation, when we check our database, come to DB context. Under sublocation, we need the location ID so that we tie it to our sublocation. So we'll need a picker that will give us the sublocations. So these will be locations, location name. So these will be locations. Then we need to now define something. First, we need to bind our view model on our add new counties, new sublocations. So these will be public. Then we say, so we need to copy our view model for the sublocations. So we'll add that there. Let me just type it. It is actually this one. Then we add a view model. Say view model. Then these will be view model. So we need to borrow this. We need to import it. So we'll say using employees app.view models. So we'll have it that way. Then we need to inject it here. This is model. Then we need to say this dot bind context is equals to view model. Then we say is equals to model. So after we have done that, we need to come to now our add locations, add new locations. I mean add new sublocation. It should be add new sublocation. Yeah. So this is it. So we have our constructor. So what we need to do, we need to define public sublocation. So this is it. Then we say sublocation details. Then you can actually do that. So after that, we need to initiate these, and our constructor can say sublocation is equals to new, then sublocation. Let's ensure that this is what we are defining in our table. Yeah, so that is it. So this is how our table looks like. So after that, we need to come and copy this to our add new sublocation. Then we'll say sublocation code, then we paste that here. Then we'll say sublocation name, then we paste that there. So we'll have this. Then we need to define the command to add. So this will be sublocation code, location code. This will also be sublocation name, and this will be saved as sublocation. So add new, so you need to define a button to add. Let's first deal with this one. So we need to select the location that will bind it to our sublocation. So this will be select sublocation. Then we need to define our locations list and pre-populate the list of locations. So I'll copy what we had under constituencies. So I'll just borrow this. Then come to our add new sublocation. Then we have this observable range collection, sublocation. Then we'll say sublocations list. So this is actually meant for sublocations. So that is it. So we need to pre-populate a list of sublocations and actually add them to our observable collection. So we'll copy that from what we had done. So we'll just borrow this. So it will be easy for us to add this because we had done that. So if you are new to this video, you can consider watching our previous videos. So we'll copy our sublocations list, we clear them, then we can now add. So this is sublocations, then this will be sublocations. So then we get data from our sublocations, then we add sublocations to our sublocations list. Then we need to load. So this will say this is load sublocations. Then we paste this there. Then we now have to bind this to our picker. So come to our add new sublocation, then we'll bind this here. Then we need to define the selected selected location. So we'll borrow again this from what we had done here. So we'll copy this, come to our add new sublocation page. So here we'll actually define, so here we'll be having sublocation. Then we'll say this is the selected location. This is actually not sublocation but locations. And this is also not sublocation but locations. Sorry guys, this should be locations. Then we are pre-populating the list of locations. So this will be location. Then we can add this here. Then this is locations. Sorry. Then we need to add them here. Then this is a location list. So we are loading the locations list because we want to select them when adding our sublocation. So this is the sublocations. That is the name. Then we'll say selected location. So we paste this here, we paste that there, and we paste this there. Then this will be selected location. So after we have done that, we need to bind these now. So we'll say selected location. So we'll copy this. Then we have this as selected item will be this one. Then our source will be location list. Remember to change that. This should be the same name as our collection list. This one. So you should actually ensure that it is the same name. Then the name is the name of the location. So do you have that as the name, or so under locations should be the location name. So that is what you should ensure it is defined under the item display binding. So this is it should be location name, so that we want to display that when we are selecting. Then this is it. So we need now to add our button. So let's copy what we had done under sub location, under location I mean. So we'll copy this. So we'll copy this up to there. Then come to our sub locations page. Then we add this button. So this will be add new sub locations. So we have that is our button. Then sub location data will be sub location. So it will be this that we have defined here. Remember, we actually initiated here. So then we now have it here. Then we need to check if the user has selected the location. So you'll say selected location. This is what we had defined here. So if it is null, then we ensure that the user selects. So we say select location. Then we'll say please select a location. Then we now bind our location to what is under sublocations. We assign the location ID. So this will be location ID. The location ID will be what has been selected by the user.id. Then we now save our sublocation data. So this will be sub. So this will be sub location saved. So sublocation submitted. Then you can say sublocation not saved. Sublocation details. Then we now can copy this button. Then ensure that the button is actually the same with what we have defined here. So we'll say command. So and that is it, guys. So if we launch our app, so let's see something here first. If we have preloaded our sublocations, I mean that is sublocations. Load this, that is fine. So we can actually now launch our app. So let's see how it looks like. So our app is launching. So for those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So let's wait. Let's see how it looks like. So our app is launching. So let's see when we are adding the sub locations. So if we come to our sublocations list, our list is empty. If we click new sublocation, then if we select, you can see we are able to select the sublocation. So I'll select one, then I'll add the sublocation code. I'll say TR terminus, then I'll save it. So you'll see our sublocations has been saved and it takes us to our list. You can add another one. So this should be select a location. So I'll change that under our add new. This should be select location. So after you've saved that, then we can add say Marinda. Then you save that. Then it takes us to the list. So we need now to load the list of locations that we had saved. So what we do, we can copy what we had done under constituencies. So we'll just copy this collection view, come to our sublocations, then we can paste them here. So we'll say, so what we need to do under our collections, if we just click on XAML.cs, remember we had binded this to sublocations list view model. So we need to load all the sublocations that we have saved. So you see this is how it looks. So we had done this on the constituencies list, so we can actually borrow. So this is how you load the data. So I'll come to sublocations, then I'll paste this here. So you can see, so we'll say load sublocations. Then we can copy this at the top. Then we should actually define the collection view that will bind it to our list. So I'll just borrow this one as well. So you can forgive me because I'm copying some of the items that we had done. So I'll paste this here. So here, this is observable collection range. Then we'll have here sublocation. So we'll just paste that there. So define these models here. So this is how it looks like. Then so we'll say this is sub locations list. Sorry, list. Then you need to copy this sublocations list and paste it here. So you need to clear anything that is there before we load. So we'll also populate all the data under the sublocation table. So if you don't know how we define this, guys, so we are using a generic get table rows. So you can see this is how we are getting all the data from the table, and we have this that is actually used to create a data. So this is how we defined our database. If you are new to this channel, you can watch our previous videos and you'll be able to understand what we did. So we now had all the sublocations back to where we were. Sublocations list dot add all. So these will be sublocations. So we'll copy that, then we add it here. So this will now give us all the list of sublocations that you have done and add them to our observable range collection. So to ensure that whenever you just save the data, it loads without us refreshing. So we have done something. So we'll borrow something from constituencies XAML.cs. So you can see this is what we have done. So we define an on appearing and on disappearing. So I'll just copy that, then add it on our sublocations and paste it here. So I will change the view model. So I'll copy the sublocation view model and add it here. Then this will be view model dot load sublocations. Then this one will be sublocations list dot clear. So this is how it looks like. So it will actually load all the data whenever we save. So to proceed, we need now to bind, I think we have done that. So under our sublocations list, we need to now bind this to our sublocations collection, this one that we had defined. So we'll just come here and we define our sublocations. We can actually do mod, say two-way. Then under the labels, you can see this is code and name. We ensure that the sublocation table has the code and the name. So that is it. So we are expecting to see the data that we have saved. So this is how our collection view looks like. So we can now have a title here for our list. You can say sub locations. I don't know if we define the titles for the countries. Yeah, so this is it. For the constituencies, we have done that. And for the locations, we can now define that. We say title as locations list. So for us under sublocations, these should be sublocations list. So let's launch our app. We see how it looks like. So our app is launching. So comment down below, guys, if you feel the video is interested and we should proceed with the series. So there we are. So our app is launching. So there we are. So if we come to sublocations, you can see it has given us the list of sublocations that we have done. So we can add a new one. So we'll select as a location, then we say chorus, we say KO, we say again chorus. So if we save it, you can see it is giving us the sub locations that we are saving. So we can proceed with our final list, which is villages. So we'll come to villages, add a new page. So content page, I mean content page, then we'll say add new village page. So we'll just add that. So under add new village page, we'll copy this page. We need to register it under MAUI program .cs file as we had done. So I'll just paste this here. Then I'll also register it under app shell XAML. So I'll do that. Then I'll do that. Then I can paste this here. Then that is it. Then we need to register to create a view model for the same. So I'll do that. Then add view model. So I'm ensuring my page is the same with the view model with only view model keyword in front. So these are class. So I'll do public partial. Then I'll borrow something from local base view model. Then I need to create my constructor here. Then I can do that. Then I need to register my view model again under my program.cs. So I'll register this here. So this is it. So you can see we have our view models, then we have our views, then we have our services. So and this is how our MAUI program.cs file looks like. So after we have done that, we can now bind it to our add village page. So you can do public, then we can paste that there, then we'll say view model. So after that, we need to import. So we'll say using employee app dot view models. So that is it. So it will import. Then we can actually have these here. We say model. So we'll do this dot binding context is equals to view model dot view model. Sorry, view model is equals to, should be like that. Then we say model. So that is how our add new page looks like. So under our list, our view village list, we are done the binding. So we are using the village list view model. So we need to add the toolbar. So the same way we did under sublocations. So we'll just copy that, then we paste it here. Then we'll say add new village. So add new village. Then we need to now define our button. So we can use the one we had done under sublocations. So we can copy this button, then paste it under the villages list. So we can define our constructor here. So we'll do that. Then I can have this as partial. Then we can also use the local base view model. Then we can now define this. Sorry, this should be that way. Then we can close it as it that way. Then you can say add new village. So this is our button. Sorry, add new village. Then we need now to navigate to our add new village page. So this is how our page looks like. So I'll just paste it there. Then we need to import. So we'll say using employee app dot views dot villages. So that is it. So our page is fine now. Then we can now add this to our toolbar item. So we'll say command. So when you click this page, it will take us now to the add new village page. So we can have a title, add new village. So that is our title. So if we launch our app, we should be able to navigate to the add new village page. So our app is launching. So let's see how it looks like. There it is. So let's see. So if we click there, then village. So if we say new village, it is taking us now to the add new village page that we had just created. So let's add the form. So we'll also do the same way we done for the sublocation. So I'll just copy that. So come to add new village. So I'll copy this. Then we'll say, so we are borrowing now from the sublocation. So we'll say sublocation. So we'll be selecting the sublocation. So this will be sublocation. Then you select sublocation. So here will be village code. Then this is a village code. This is also village name. And this is also save village. This is also village name. So after we have done that, we need to define the picker for the sublocations. So I'll just copy what we had done under sublocations, add sublocations. So I'll just copy that. So we need to copy to define this. So I'll just come here under villages and paste this here. So this one will be load. So this one will be load sublocations. I think we did something wrong and add new sublocations. This should be a load locations. Let's correct that. This should be load locations. Come to our locations list. This should be load locations. That is fine. So ours now should be under villages should be load sublocations. So we need to define the sublocations list. So we can copy this observable collection. Then we can add it under the villages list at the top here. So this should be sublocation. So we are replacing that. Then this should be sublocations. Then this should be sublocations list. So we'll be adding, we can clear everything from the list, then we can add. But now we need to get data from the sublocations, and this is the table. So we'll say all sublocations, then we load them here. So this is how it will now happen. So we now bind this observable collection to our villages list, our add new villages. So we'll do this here. So we need to define the selected sublocation. So we can borrow that from our add new sublocation. So this one. So whenever a user selects the sublocation, then we need to know that. So I'll just come to add new village. Then I'll paste that here. So I think we have done something wrong. So I'll come to our villages list. Where did we place our? So we can actually borrow this. Doesn't harm. So we should actually have defined that and add new villages. Where did we define it? Add new villages. We should load the. So I'll just copy this here. It should be sublocations. So I'll import that. So it should be sublocation. Then this is our constructor. Then we should load the sublocations. So I'll do away with this. So then this is we need to add that and that one. I think that is fine. So then we need now to detect the selected item. So this will be sublocation. Then selected sublocation. Then you can paste this here. Can paste this here. Then this one here. Then this should be sublocation. Then we can add this. So that is fine. So we can actually now take this and bind it to our add new village. So we can do that. Then the name here should be name. So when we select, we should be able to get the sublocations. Then we will be able to tie them under the villages. So Something new that we need to do under add villages, we need to define our add villages. So we'll say public village, then we'll say village details, then we actually do get set. Then let's see if this is fine. So we can come here, then we say village details is equals to new, then you say village, then we do that. Then our village details, so we can come it and bind it here. So we come here, so we have added the village details. So we need to define our command add new sublocation. So I'll just borrow that from our this one. So this is the pattern that we are looking for. So we'll just copy this, then add it under our villages. Then we can add under add villages. This is where we should be adding it. So do that. Then we say add new village. So then we'll say village data is equals to village details, then selected. So we need to check if the user has selected the sublocation. Then we say selected sublocation, then this is a sublocation. Then we'll now assign our village data the sublocation ID. Then we get it from the selected sublocation. Then we save our village data here. So it will create the data. Then we'll say village. So this will be village saved. Then village details successfully saved. We say village not saved if it is not saved. So then we now have to ensure that our button here is actually what has been defined under add new village. So this will be command. Then that is it. Village. Then we can now launch our app. We see if everything goes well. So that is it. Let's see. So let's see our app. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and watching our .NETMAUI series. So we are on day 7. So let's see if our app looks like. So come to villages, then new. There we are, sublocation name. So if we click here, we should be able to get the sublocation. So if you select them villages, you can say village. You can give the code of the village. Let's say CO college. Then we save. You can see our village is being saved. You can add another one. You can say KO chorus. Then we save. Then you can see we now are saving the data, but we don't have the list of villages that we are saving. So we can now retrieve the list of villages. So what we need to do, under the villages list, you can see we are loading. So here we should actually load villages. I think that this is where we were confusing. So we should load this. Then we'll say this is a village list. Then here you can say load villages. Then we can have these here. Then we can now clear anything in our village collection. Then we can add all the villages that we have collected. So then here should be village. Then we can copy these here. Then we can now assign it to our villages. So this will give us the list of our villages. So we can come and bind it to our collection view. So we can copy what we have done under sublocation. So this is the view that we want. Then we can add it under our villages. So you can add it here. So here now we need to bind it to our village list. So we'll copy this, then paste it here. Then the village we want to display the code and the name. So something that we need to do, we need to add the on appearing and on disappearing on our village XAML. So we'll go there, then we bind this here. Then we can actually replace it with our villages list here. Then load villages, then load, this should be villages list. We need to clear. So this is how it looks. So we have our, it will actually load our villages and the villages list. So if we launch our app, we expect this to be to get the list of villages that we had saved. So if we do that, let's see what it will give us. There we are. So that is it. Let's see. Come to our villages list. You can see we have the list of villages. So you can add another village. We say chorus, then we say MA, say Matunda, then we save it. So you see village saved, then if you click OK, you can see we have the list of villages. So this is how our app has now reached. So we have the villages, the sublocations, the locations list, the constituencies, and the countries, and now the employees. So our next section, so we can actually alter the employees list. So let's just come to our employees list. So we need now to have this as a toolbar. So we can copy what we have done here. So we can copy this. Then we can define it under our employees list and have this as a toolbar. Then we can say add new employee. Then this will be our button. Then we can remove this here. Then we'll only remain with our list of employees. So if we do that, then we can relaunch our app. We see how it looks. So we have now completed the CRUD, that is adding. So on our next series, we'll be looking on how we can have the edit buttons and delete buttons on our list. So you can see we now have the list of employee and we have the button at the top, new. We can actually add our new employee, say macro, code, subscribe. That is our name. So if you are new to these channels, consider subscribing. Then you can say test@gmail.com. So you'll be doing event validation for dates. If you want to restrict your app so that people can only select certain dates, you can see you can actually select up to the future dates. So those are some of the validations that we will be doing. So subscribe and stay tuned. So if we save, our employee is saved, then you can see we have our employees already displayed there. So that is it for today, and see you in our next series for day 8. Bye and subscribe.